So ideally I'm looking for a place that I can sleep to recover my HP rather than have to use healing items. Okay. That's the speaker. Okay, that's the clinic. That's where we're supposed to go. But I want to do some exploration first.
I'll find you. You can't hide.
Hey, got an achievement. Collect 500 Sierra Madre chips. Nice.
I'll find you. You can't hide.
I'm still probably going to try and pick up all the ones that I see around, because we want as many of them as we can get. Fortunately, we also get the chance later to share and share alike. I don't even know what that means. Check security hologram status. They're patrolling the second floor.
Picking up an emitter signature. Watch for security holograms. Dangerous.
Okay, let's change it to the
Don't
first
shoot them.
floor.
Attacking them is useless.
Almost got away. Then the idiot's hunger screws it up.
Do I hear like a knocking sound? Or am I going crazy? Mentats, okay. And I think the knocking sound is Christine, isn't it? Because she's, yeah. Probably hear the sound of, like... Oh! Hey, sweet honey suit. Thanks for the follow. Yeah, I think it's Christine that's being operated on right now, which is quite horrible to think about. And playing through this again, I really do love this DLC, but some of the choices that they made designing it are just so bizarre. Well, it has to be quality then. Like, I think I'm fine with the radios, I don't like the fog. This is Keys straight up today, Sam Sinclair, escorted by Mr. Domino. Mr. Domino is Dean, of course. He explained that Miss Keys had developed a throat infection, asked if the auto doc could help. I asked about the Sierra Madre's auto doc. He said he didn't want to alarm Sinclair. Ransom test. Miss Keys' voice is fine. The loss of voice was more listlessness, symptomatic of excessive medics uses, yes. So Dean got her hooked on drugs, which is horrible. When I tried to speak to her about it, Mr. Domino intervened. I warned them that too much of the chem could render a subject comatose, and Domino laughed. I lost my temper, and he said they'd return another time when I was in better spirits. Despise that man. Domino stopped by to ask about the test results and Vera's voice. He seemed concerned she would lose her voice for the Gala event. I told him if Miss Keys was concerned, she should see me. And I would only disclose any medical information to her. I told him the auto docs were more than capable of healing Miss Keys' voice if she developed any throat infection. And we could even operate if need be if she tore her larynx. He seemed satisfied by the news, apologized amazingly enough, and left a bottle of wine as a token of his appreciation. I told him I felt it was inappropriate. He insisted. I dumped it in the trash! I think that's that, right there. I'd not be surprised if it was, like, freaking poisoned or something.
Almost got away. Then the idiot's hunger screws it up.
Okay, now if I change the patrols to the second floor, since there's no emitter, I don't think there should be any holograms, right? I think that's how it works. Ah. You might be thinking, what's so dangerous about holograms?
Boy, maybe
They're just holograms, right? What's the problem? They can shoot lasers. Yeah, they can shoot lasers. Don't ask how it works. They can also open doors, somehow. They're less holograms and more just like ultra-powerful sci-fi demons. I don't even know how else to describe them, honestly. It's quite insane. Okay, fingers crossed. Oh boy. Assassin soup. Ooh. Oh. Now we look freaking badass. Yeah, so these were obviously some failed candidates. People who came here before us who failed the tests of the Sierra Madre, so to speak.
Although they were doing so after the collars went off.
That's even worse. What God just said. So they were experimenting on the corpses. Ah, there we go. Vending machine code Stimpak. That's what I've been waiting for.
It's your own fault you're here. Couldn't leave well enough alone.
Okay, we need to get into the basement. Yeah, we got the code for the Stimpak.
Speakers at the end of the hall. Red light means they're shielded. Must be a way to shut them off somewhere else.
Yeah, let's get Christine out of here. Wait. Oh no, Christine's not in this one. She's in a different one. Yeah, so this heals you, which is nice. I don't know how I feel. I don't think I could ever get in one of these things if that becomes like actual future technology. So it's like a machine when you go inside and basically it operates on you. I don't know if I could go in there. I would be terrified. Exhaustion. Miss Key's insomnia seems to have gotten worse, so we ended up ordering the new autodoc upgrades. Must have cost Sinclair a fortune. The new programs for the autodocs ameliorate the effects of exhaustion. Have already spoken to the staff about the side effects of prolonged use. Wanted to make sure they weren't using it to pull double shifts. Wait, it makes you not tired. Sinclair asked if these codes could be downloaded into the public dispensers. The codes aren't compatible, unfortunately. He said he'd look into it. Guess his contacts at Big Mountain, which is the third DLC. We'll be getting a call soon. Yeah, all the DLCs tie together so nicely. This is something that Fallout 3 really didn't do, and I don't know if it could have done. Ah, shit, I'm about to die. Yeah. Oh, I lost God's in my footsteps perk. That's crazy. Alright. I'm sure that's just going to be the first of many deaths. Is there a way to turn these off? Let's try the basement. Ah, here we go. Clinic power status. Everything's on. Hooray. Switch it off. Goodbye. Ooh, that's a skill book. +4 medicine. Thank you very much. Yeah, skill books are worth more than their weight in gold. And I did get the perk that makes it that I get double the benefits of skill books. Oh. Yeah, this tends to happen in this cutscene.
Believe the idiot swallowed his collar.
Here's Christine. The woman before you looks disoriented, pained. She blinks a few times, then winces as if the act of blinking causes her pain. Are you alright? She looks at you, blinks again, then opens her mouth, but nothing comes out. She touches her throat, then traces the scar beneath her chin, and her eyes widen in alarm. Did somebody cut your vocal cords? She looks shaken. As she glances at the autodoc, she recoils, and her mouth opens, but again, nothing comes out. She looks back at you and her hands clench into fists, her eyes narrows, and she takes a steps back. I didn't get to read it all. What's the matter? The woman opens her mouth again, winces, then frowns and drags a finger across her throat in a slow motion. She looks more angry than pain. She thinks we did this. Frowning, she touches her throat again, gently, then her hand brushes her collar, then her frown deepens. Her eyes narrow as she traces the edge of the collar until she finds the lock. She begins to press it with her fingers. It's a bomb. Don't do that, I'll say. She looks surprised, then notices your collar and raises an eyebrow. So that proves that we're not behind it. Let's just say we're in this together. She frowns, narrows her eyes, then slowly shakes her head. We need to cooperate if we're going to get out of here. She shakes her head again and draws a line in the air between you two. Together we can get out of this. She shakes her head once, then crosses her arms. I'm not trying to order you, but your life is tied to mine. She frowns, glances at the collar, looks back at you. She makes a circle with her hands, puts her hands over her eyes, and squints. She nods at you, then lowers her hand from her eyes, shakes her head. She draws a slow line between you. You're looking for something else? Fine, I can help. She studies you again, and her expression softens slightly. She shakes her head slowly and gives a silent sigh. She nods at you, then raises an eyebrow and nods at the door. Alright, come with me. Christine glances at your follower, shakes her head, then points at you, her, and nods in the direction of the fountain. Okay, so she's gonna make her way there. Yeah, I have to read... Oh. Christine stops, glances at the speaker, then glances at your collar, frowning. It's a decayed speaker. If we stay too long near one, it'll go off. She taps the collar and then opens and closes her hand really fast. She taps her collar, then opens and closes her hand really fast. She points to your Pip-Boy, her collar, and then your collar. After a second, she opens and closes her hand slower. You can somehow interfere with the speaker's detonation frequency somehow. She's about to nod, then stops, points at herself, and shakes head. She points at your collar, then hers, then nods at your Pip-Boy. She makes a triangle motion, then the same slow pulse as before. Does that work with any other collars? She frowns, slowly shakes her head. She opens her mouth and makes the motion of turning a dial, then points at herself. It's just your frequency. She nods once, then again, points at the two of you, then the Pip-Boy. Only between us. She nods and motions for you to go ahead. Yeah, so her companion perk is she makes it that if she's with you, you have extra time before the radio triggers. I think you get like a... I don't know how long it is. We'll say it's like a 10-second grace period, maybe.
Almost got away. And the idiot's hunger screws it up.
It's not 10 seconds, it's like 3 seconds.
Kill this one.
Which might not sound like a lot, but it can make a huge difference in the heat of the moment, whether you die or not.
Losing blood.
Here we go, level up. Let's get barter up to 50. Keep working on lockpick. Get medicine up to 50 as well. Yeah, I'm not sure what perks I need for this DLC, or traits, or skills. Nuka-Cola, Night Stalkers, iPhone Eye, Explorer. Explorer is useless. Computer Whiz is trash. Center Mass. Adamantium Skeleton, Silent Running. Robotics Expert, Life Giver. Do more damage with 9mm, 45 auto pistols, SMGs, service rifles, assault and marksman carbines, LMGs, frag grenades, grenade rifles. No. When using a rifle, your accuracy is significantly increased. That sounds alright. I don't really have a rifle on me though. Pistols, shotgun surgeon. Yeah, let's go commando. Grab the commando perk, I should say. Going commando sort of has a different implication. On that wall it said like, it had the word escape and then it was crossed out. I got freaking jump scared by companions. Oi! Oh, hey, Christine. How did she get here? How did I pass her? That's my real question. Alright, here we go.
So,
Good.
Now we begin phase 2.
Well done. Now for the festivities and your part in all this. The owner of the Sierra Madre, for whatever reason, keyed the grand opening to the gala event itself. It needs to be fired off in order for the casino doors to open. As I've discovered, one person can't do it.
This is why he needs all of
So
us.
get your team into position indicated on your Pip-Boy, then trigger it properly. You're so close now, don't let me down. Otherwise, I'll have to rely on the next team.
Okay, what is the Gala event?
A display of lights, fireworks, music in the streets. A pre-war festival to mark the casino's opening. The bomb struck first. It is of no consequence, only firing the event is. Get the three in position, then travel to your position, reach Salida del Sol, and trigger the gala. After that, the real work begins.
Hey, baby. The real work? What was this, a warm-up?
Perhaps you think this is a simple robbery, a cheap casino heist. No, this is a heist of the centuries. We're not plundering Sierra Madre. We're plundering history,
Why my
taking
models
from the
are not
old world itself. It won't let its secrets go easily, not without a fight. I wouldn't expect anything less.
Okay, we'll head out.
I'd suggest taking the FEV reject to his position first. Although you may need his brutality and strength elsewhere first. As easy as the villa was to navigate, the outlying areas of the villa are far more dangerous, thicker with the ghost people, traps, and toxins. Use your team as I use you. Listen to your caller. Watch where you step. You're no use to me dead.
what's your story, beautiful?
He's trying to flirt with her, is he? Alright, let's...
Don't talk much, do you?
Alright, let's talk to Dean.
Was that him floating above the fountain, the boss man?
How's Fallout? It's
The one
going good.
with
We're
his
playing the
boat
first
eyes on our
DLC.
necks? Sure does like to make a presentation.
Okay, I'm gonna try and figure out why my model is, like, not moving properly. Let's try repositioning. There we go.
We should keep it down, or else the ghost people are going to swarm the gates. Vira hologram or no.
Do you know anything about the Gala event we're supposed to trigger?
Supposed to be the grand opening
Yeah,
of the
everything looks
Sierra
really different.
Madre. Lots of lights, music, the works. And he's going to use the gala event to open the casino? But that's interesting.
It sure is interesting. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Yeah. Maybe the drain in power. That'll cause the security systems to shut down enough to let us in. But getting back out? No, the place will close up tighter than an opening at the Fronds. Or Danny Parker's sphincter when he has to tip a doorman.
But the Gala event's tied to the casino's generators?
Right, look. So, not everything about the villa was the pinnacle of bright ideas. In order to pull off the gala, old Sinclair had to get creative. The Sierra Madre announcement, for example. Not just for the casino, not at all. The Gala's tied to the casino, draws on its power. Might cause it to reset itself, open the doors for a bit like it was supposed to.
I had other questions.
Of course you do. Let's hear them.
Before you mention the hologram at the fountain, Vera, do you know her?
Yeah, don't you? Or guess Vera Keys got lost along with the rest of the hollow archives when the bomb hit, huh? Ghost in name and image. Still a looker, though. Got to hand it to Sinclair. Sure can pick him. Well, or get picked. Whichever.
Can you tell me about her?
Vera was a big star back before the bomb. Not the best actress, but, well,
This
she
guy's such
had
a creep.
other talents. Nice voice, nice legs. For some reason, Sinclair, he built this place. She caught his eye. Once he was hooked, that was it. Had to have her. So made the introductions, and guess what? He builds this place for her like some kind of Cleopatra obsession. Wasn't always a death trap.
You knew her before?
Of course. What? Some kind of surprise to you that I knew people once?
I hope I haven't
Used to have
insulted
my
him,
name in
otherwise he's gonna kill me later, or
lights,
try to.
Knew a dozen Veras, or whatever her name was. Vera Keys. Figured I could pay Sinclair back. Introduce the two. Guy was a slouch in the dame department. Had to pick up the slack somehow.
Is anyone else alive around here?
Alive's a tricky word. The locals, the ghost people, not sure it applies to them. They're a little uncivilized. They don't talk much. As in, at all.
Is there anything else about them I should know?
Whatever we do, don't rile them up. Normally there's only a few, maybe a pack. There's more out there. A lot more. If they find out someone's trespassing, it'd be shaking a hornet's nest.
And that's exactly what happens when we trigger the event.
How many of them could fill these streets?
I had other questions.
Of course you do. Let's hear them.
Okay, I don't want to annoy him, so I'll say we should travel together.
Strike up the band. Domino's back in town.
Gives you a short period of time before taking damage in the cloud, as well as reducing the damage you take inside the cloud as well. Okay.
All right then. I'll just wallflower it. Watch out if you see a prize lying around. The ghost people leave supplies as traps. Didn't think much of our chances. Now I'm
Okay, so he's not mad at me yet.
What's the next step?
Okay. I'm not gonna...
I'd shed a
I was gonna try to avoid annoying him.
I'm sure we'll be chatting again.
Yeah, he didn't say the line that he normally says when he's, like, mad at you, so... I think we're okay for now. There we go, good kill.
Those machines, Sinclair has little gifts. Lasted longer than he did.
Apparently I did a Wild Wasteland effect. I don't know what I did, but I heard the sound effect.
You sure came a long way to rob this place. Guess greed is in the blood.
Okay, here we go.
Let's head through.
You okay, dude?
Avoid the locals.
Oi! Oh no, there's a radio in here somewhere. Ooh, there's a safe.
What's next?
Where's the radio? Okay, that's one dead. Okay. Wait, so where's the... The trigger's there. But then on the other side of the wall, there's nothing. Oh, it must be upstairs. Shit. Oh. Pop goes the weasel.
This crouching's hell on my knees.
You know, when you remember that he's 200 years old, you shouldn't be too surprised that it hurts him to crouch down. I love the ghouls in this game, man. They're so funny. Between him and Raoul, who we'll meet Raoul once we get back from the DLC, but man, they're funny. Wait, what is the point of this area?
Getting real tired of tourist season. No offense, but you guys are lowering the bar. I can help you with the cloud.
Is he smoking a cigarette? I just saw him put a cigarette in his mouth. Is this area a freaking trap? Okay, this is safe in here. That's why this is like an area. I was thinking, like, is there nothing in here? I mean, given the theme of the DLC, if that building was a trap, it would not be out of the tone of the DLC. Because this whole thing is literally a trap.
Getting any younger.
Pretty much the...
Aren't the trees lovely this time of year? All blooming and green.
terminal. Damn right. Villa security showed up today and searched the place. Domino must have made the chief mad, so this was payback. Had all our stashes tucked away when they arrived. Didn't find much. Chief tried to be all hard with us about keeping our noses clean. Ranted about casino policy. That Sinclair's a tight ass. Sick of these spot checks and stripped by the casino search programs every time I enter the villa. What's his issue with chems? He could use some. So could that pretty bride-to-be, though she looks half doped up with that expression of hers. Medics from the look of it. Sorry, I think a bit of my throat clearing got caught in the microphone. Yeah, so he was so against drugs because he was trying to protect Vera from drugs because he knew that she was a former user. Meanwhile, Dean here has been giving her drugs because he's a jerk. Of course, Vera's been dead for 20 years.
The switching station. That's where you'll